I think that we forget our problems and we start to see how things should be. So we forget our problems to see other problems around us, don't you think?
Welcome to That's Her Problem, the podcast where women who lead, connect, and rewrite the rules get real about building community. The challenges we face aren't always the same as everyone else's. But here's the truth. A city that's good for women is good for everyone. I'm your host, Ester Wiens. This week, I have some extra exciting news. I know I tell you all the time that I have exciting news, but my life seems to be a series of excitements lately, and that's a good thing. First of all, my book is out. I was shocked to get the email from my publisher, Mel Marginet of Great Plains Press, saying that the books were on their way to bookstores worldwide. Come on! And at the end of the show today, I'll have your favorite special guest, your favorite Brazilian celebrity, my mother, who read the book in 2 days and has a few things to tell you about it. She will also read the names of all my Patreon supporters with her Brazilian accent, so that's something to look forward to. I know Jason will be happy. We will also hear Sarah's Sparkly Minute at the end, where my friend Sarah Jassat of Instagram fame and former guest of the podcast sends in a voice memo all the way from the UK to give us some feedback about previous episodes. Stay tuned all the way to the end for that. And remember, you too can have your sparkly minute by going to pattybikes.com/podcast and sending me a voice memo. If you want to support this podcast, you'll also find there is a link to my Patreon page there. And for as little as $5 Canadian per month, you too can hear your name in a Brazilian accent. And make sure you join the newsletter where you'll receive a link to join the free Discord server. We're planning some exciting events online soon, so don't miss out. In today's episode, I bring you the woman who inspired me to start this podcast, the bicycle mayor of Curitiba, my hometown in Brazil, Tissa Valverde. Tissa and her husband Fernando started a social enterprise called Bicicletaria Cultural, a co-working bike parking space that has won prizes all over Brazil and the world for its impact on cycling culture. I have a video I'll be releasing this year yet showing the space, but today we'll spend some time talking about the impact it's had in the community. Tissa is an artist and a warm soul with a passion for her family and her community. Her words come out like a poem, and she kind of sounds like me, only smarter. She's the Brazilian sister I never knew I had. It's a long episode, you guys. I'm not going to lie. You might have to listen to it on the ride to and from work a couple of days in a row, maybe, but that'll make up for the fact that the next episode won't be dropping for a couple of weeks. So let's get started. Tissa Valverde. Here
Finally.
we are. Finally. Oh my goodness. We connected through the Bicycle Mayor Network.
Yeah.
You are currently the bicycle mayor of my hometown in Curitiba. And welcome to That's Her Problem.
Oh, thank you. I'm loving this show. I think I'm loving since the title and the invitation, and above all, their disconnection between us. It's so incredible. It is being so inspiring because you already bring us. Is that my problem? Okay, so that's with me to fix it or to have to work with what has to be done. So
Yes,
that's fantastic.
excellent.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I feel like it's been a huge success already, even though I have no idea how successful it is. I have received great feedback from everybody saying how much they're enjoying the conversations between women. So
Yeah.
I have you to thank for that, because when I visited you in Curitiba in December, we had an opportunity to ride around Curitiba, my hometown, and to see some of the oldest bike routes. And you interviewed me for your radio show where I told you my story of becoming a bike advocate, but I never
Yeah.
got to hear your story. So this is my chance, right, to ask you how you got here.
You know what? This is my chance as well. So thank you once more, because this conversation that you participated at the radio show that I have at Bicicletaria Cultural in Curitiba, in front of the square that the community have built in Curitiba. So it's a very beautiful story from 2014. And then later we got inside of Bicicletaria Cultural, which is the place that I work with my husband since 2011. We make that space as a place to support cyclists at urban places, and we feel, like you said, it's already a success because we are sustaining our lives with that, our family with that. But it's something that we believe, and is something that we see that is bringing some impact on the city and bringing some impact on the maturity of the argument talking about accessing the city and with pleasure in this contemporary uh, years, right? Moment. So this talk, we had a very sensitive moment when we share our story, and it was very when I say sensitive, we cried, right?
Yes, we sure
Because
did.
yeah, because that was some special. There was something that was shown there that was being special,
Uh-huh.
which was to bring our story in front of another woman that is trying to work on what she believes. And that was the most strong point of our connection that made us recognize each other, bringing our experience in society, having a lot of things that we deal with by ourselves. And these things, they are sometimes aggressive, they are sometimes violent, and they're sometimes threatening to our lives and into our family. Well, so that's what I think that happened to us in our talk. And you said was an opportunity to hear from me. I mean, it's an opportunity to listen to you and listen these provoking questions.
I really love the story of how you became the
Oh,
person that loves the bicycle, how you connected with
oh
with your
yeah.
city because of the bicycle, and your origin story. How did it all start for you?
I was thinking something like that. I was thinking how maternity, it's really something strong and meaningful for me. It's something really powerful because I believe that is not just about love. It's about a project to what you want to do with your life and what do you want to contribute for the future. And bicycle also started like that, for me. I went to celebrate my 30 years old at London to visit my friend. I left my kid because I just would spend like 1 week in London just to celebrate my 30 years old, just to give this gift to me. And my kid was having from 1 year to almost 2 years, my oldest, Sarinha. And she stood here just for 1 week. I prepare everything. I gave agenda with all the things that the guys here should do. Her her father, my father to help him. And I left. And I would be there just for 1 week. But something happened in the way, like a volcano that got uh,
I remember
how can
that.
I
That was in
say?
Iceland, right? The volcano
Yeah, at
erupted in
Iceland.
Iceland, and all the
Il-
the fumes got in the air, the smoke, and
yeah, volcano Elijah something. I mean, I'm unpronounceable name
okay, right, right.
there in the island. But then it got erupted, and then it shut down all the aircraft or the all the trips that you could have in Europe, they were canceled. And so I was supposed to get there and just to get back to Brazil, but I couldn't because, well, it wasn't impossible. And so I started to not have that just that all frenzy, I mean, all that adrenaline to visit everything in London and to go out every night and to do everything I wanted, like I was dying the next day. And I had to start to enjoy a little bit and wait for my turn to come back. And meanwhile, I used to go to parks because I couldn't spend too much, right? I couldn't have that money to do other things. So I used to go to the parks at London, and I saw it was in April. So I saw a lot of kids with their parents on their bikes. I saw a lot of parents riding. I mean, downtown together in the main road of the those bus, you know, those bus of double floors,
Double decker, yeah.
double decker. They had bicycle running along this road. So it got a lot of my attention. It got a lot of my heart because I saw how I was missing my kid, and she turned 2 years old because I had to spend there like 2 months, and I decided that when I
2?
would come back to
You
Brazil,
had to stay there for 2 extra months?
yeah, for 2 extra no, two
Wow.
extra weeks. I mean,
Okay,
turned out to
okay.
be 1 month, 1 month
Okay.
and days.
Wow.
But I wasn't supposed to be so
Yeah.
long there, you know? And I missed my birthday, my kid's birthday to from 1 to 2. And that got really strong at me. And I decided to come back and give her this experience and have that experience with her riding a bicycle because there are a lot of time. I mean, I, I I had stopped cycling since I don't know when. I mean, that was a kid thing for me, riding in the city. And I didn't ride that much, you know. I was like in a very parks and together with my parents. But then I decided to have that experience in the middle of the city, taking her everywhere with a bicycle because I saw that scenery um, of a whole city um, abrigando, so the whole city
Bringing in,
welcoming,
welcoming, okay.
yeah, welcoming kids and welcoming this experience and riding their bicycles without so many threats. So I decided to come back and do that, and that's how I started to know the cycle mobility movement here, the cycle activists here. I also met one of them in exhibition that I was working on when I got back from my work. That I used to work in a culture center. I met Fernando Rosenbaum, with that is now my husband and my partner and my my friend together at Bicicletaria Cultural. And together we have a family. Now we have 3 kids, all of them together. I mean, 4 kids. I have my step kid, Violeta, then Sarinha, then Chloe, and now Aaron with 4 years old. So that was some hook, you know. I was
Yeah.
hooked by this experience to get on bicycle, and that made it really a difference and made an impact on me because I understood how our body is really ready to cycle.
Mhm.
How our bicycle are the extension of our body, and how kids love to ride bicycles and to participate with this experience with us, accessing the city, have independence, have autonomy. That's what I that it's all started from there.
I love this. I love this idea that the bicycle is an extension of our bodies. I never thought of
It
this
is.
before, but it makes so much sense because to me, whenever I'm not having a good day and I get on my bicycle and I do 1, 2, 3 pedals, I forgot what I was upset
Yeah.
about, right? It is just such
Yeah.
a mind-body connection, this motion forward.
Yeah.
How
Don't
was
you
that?
stay a little bit? with this experience, don't you stay a little bit more activate on your viewing of how cities should be?
Yeah.
I think that we forget our problems and we start to see how things should be. So we forget our problems to see other problems around us, don't you think?
It's so true.
We feel so many things in the street.
I talk about this in my book, and how when you're on the bicycle, you slow down and you start noticing things that you didn't notice before when you were in your car.
Yeah,
Things are not a
totally.
blur. You start noticing the person on the street. You start noticing the people you pass by. They start to be the same people every day, and you start to get to know your people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's
to
so
make
true.
relations with it.
Yes, it's that you are making a relationship even though you sometimes don't know who they are,
Yeah, yeah,
right? I know the people that I run into every day on my way to work, and to me they are my bike people even though we've never talked.
yeah. It makes part
So
of your story.
exactly. So when you got home, what year was this in Curitiba when Sara?
2010.
2010. So, what was riding a bike like in Curitiba in 2010?
Yeah, 2011 it was.
Okay.
When I got was in April 2011. 2011, we saw a positive thing. We saw a constellation of events happening, not just here in Curitiba, but almost everywhere, but elsewhere here around Curitiba, in other cities that I can say by Porto Alegre in the south of Brazil here, we see a lot of things bringing up, coming up by 2011 that got something to do with mobilization, with a collective conscious of occupying, of discussing public spaces, and also strongly in this psychomobility group, cycle activism group here in Curitiba, they were getting a little bit more mature and understanding the needs of having more conditions to ride your bicycle and to have your kids riding as well, and making people discuss how bicycle is not anymore a toy. It's not anymore a thing of a poor people. I mean, it is especially a transportation of poor people. It's a prejudice to see the bicycle, since it's not running with a lot of money, like automobile industries and things, and fossil fuels. Um, so bicycle started to get into places that it wasn't before, like politics, like reaching a good talking at media and through academia, through universities.
Okay.
So we saw a lot of projects and people getting together working on it. And Bicicletaria Cultural started by 2011. Ciclo Iguaçu, the Association of Cyclists here in Curitiba, started 2011. And we saw the World Bike Forum that started from 2012 because of event that was really uh, impressive and scary that happened at Porto Alegre in 2011. There was a guy um, getting with his car in a critical mass movement
Oh,
in
yeah.
Porto Alegre in 2011. So I think that we had no choice but to be more mature and to discuss about accessibility with economic, with eco
Conscience.
conscious, and with this with security agenda, right? Security
Safety.
needs.
Right. Safety
So I
needs.
think that, yeah, yeah, safety needs. So that's what I think that happened. I mean, a constellation of a lot of events together that made uh, a good maturity in the movement, maturity process in the movement of psycho activists, you
In
know.
Curitiba and in
And
Brazil, all over Brazil too, not just Curitiba.
yeah, I think that elsewhere as well. I don't know how to explain this. That's why I call this constellation, because there's not a movement that was was going in front of the others. I think a lot of like acupuncture, happening in a lot of places, but that got that impact on the story of cyclomobility that we have now. I think that is the same thing that happened with this constellation moment. I don't know if we are getting into another one right now. I just think that we lost a lot of some things that we had conquest or had achieved before, because there's no fight that is won. We have always to fight and always to maintain the social achievements that we have. There is no way of when you rest, when you have something
You
that
can't
you
rest.
got
Yeah, you
done, you
can't
can
rest.
rest.
No, no.
You know.
One interesting thing about Curitiba is that it celebrated 50 years of the BRT, the
Yeah.
bus network. And I always talk to people about this. You don't understand, like it's dedicated bus lanes
Mm-hmm.
for buses so that they don't have to be in traffic. So a bus is really the most effective way to get around the city. But there's a little something that you discover once you go to Curitiba is you realize that this network of rapid transit goes all over the city.
Mm-hmm.
It connects east to west, north to south, and it crosses and it becomes a bicycle network. It's not legal, but a lot of cyclists who need to get to work jump on the bus lanes or the protected bus ditches that you call canaleta, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
they get anywhere in the city because there aren't as many buses as cars. You can ride on the opposite side and see if there is a bus coming and kind of negotiate between the ones that are. It looks dangerous, but
Yes.
it is dangerous, but it is effective. And
Mm-hmm.
it was really fantastic to see that
Mm-hmm.
the cyclists figured out a way to get around the city.
Yeah, but that's the cyclist point of view. What you said is like I can go straight on my bike in a place that there's no much vehicles that I have to deal with, and they're all the same. I mean, I have to see them. They are huge. That's the danger. They are huge. The volume that they have means that anything that can crush or can touch you as as a cyclist, or as a pedestrian, it injures you very hard. I mean, so yeah, it is dangerous. But the things that this is the view of the cyclist in the city. How can I make my path without a lot of conversion? I mean, a lot of
Cl- uh, uh,
cruzamentos, crossing.
Crossing, yeah.
Yeah, with a lot of crossing. How can I make this without have so many informations that traffic gets to me? And so a canaleta, this bus lane, exclusively for bus, the BRT, it's exactly what cyclists. Because if we think that the effort that we have, if we have to stop every crossing and then get back on our rhythm and then start to pause again in the next block, I mean, that's not something that it's smart for us, right? For the
Right.
body, that cycle. And that's something that you pointed is very interesting, because we have as a city to see a lot of point of views. And the cyclist point of view, it's not put on the table. It's not on the table. It's not on the plans. Uh, and so cyclists are not able, are not allowed to ride on their places, but naturally you see a lot of them. I use this place sometimes, Unfortunately, sometimes I also use the sidewalk because there's no place that I can go if that's not secure for me. I sometimes ride with my kids, so as I have to go to sidewalk, I walk through this bus lane. I also ride on places that they are more convenient for the traffic and for cyclists. Right? We just don't want to have just an educational campaign. We just don't want to to have just the sign and painting in the street. We have horizontal infrastructure, right?
Right.
Real and hard infrastructure. And but what I saw in my researches is that it's cultural as well.
Yes, we always talk about how the infrastructure is the hardware and the education is the software. And I
Yeah.
really think that the software, the education, is what creates the culture. We have to have a grassroots movement, but at some point, that grassroots movement has to make the top put the pressure down, and our politicians to be the leadership and to show this is how we're going to do it. We are going to shift to a more equitable city where everybody can get around easily, whether they choose to walk, cycle, take the bus, or drive.
You know, when we talk about politics, but actually, politics is everything, right? It's every decision we make daily. It's every action that you have publicly.
This episode is brought to you by Shifter's new online course, The Ultimate Guide to Bike Commuting and Urban Cycling. This course gives you all the knowledge you need to make the bike a bigger part of your life. It's created by Kaylin Klingbeil and Tom Babin. This is so fitting because Tom's YouTube channel was the catalyst for my winter cycling journey from casual bike rider to year-round bike commuter. Chances are you're already riding your bike a lot, but you might know someone who isn't and who is a little bit bike curious and would like to take the transition, to take the step to become a year-round cyclist, but they don't know quite how to start. I'm telling you, this is exactly what they need. Plus, from now until the end of September, get 20% off the course when you enter the coupon code BACK to SCHOOL at checkout. Find a link to the course in the show notes and on my website at pattybikes.com/podcast. When you use the link provided by me, I make a commission. So share it with friends and family and anyone you think should be making the bicycle a part of their everyday life. When you talk about art, that when we focus on the politics, it becomes kind of overwhelming. But we can achieve the same things through art. What do you mean by that practically?
You know, there is here we have a thing that happened since 2007. It's called Festival Arte Bicimob, which means Festival Art Bicycle and Mobility. And it happened since 2007 with boys, mainly boys, that were discussing the city by making urban interventions, artistic interventions. They were painting walls. They were making some, what they call like gardening, jardinagem libertária. So
Freedom or liberty gardening. Right.
Yeah. And they started to promote critical mass, but not like critical mass, but just people riding their bicycle, having a very funny clothes and riding with that best bicycle to make fun and to have fun and to occupy the city with this transgression feeling. You know, when we have this transgression feeling, I think that we throw very far away in front of us something, you know, we risk something when we drop there, right there in front, something that we don't know how it's going to get and we don't know how it's going to stay, but we make this. I think that transgression in an artistic way, mainly what happened, I think that this is it. It started to make people dream in another kind of movement and go in this event with this perspective of participating. I can go with that clothes that I think that is very funny. I can make some drawing at the public wall. Yes, okay, I can do it, and I can plant this tree here, this this plan here that I'm going to follow. So I'm going to establish a relationship at the city in the public space. I'm going to start taking care of something that is not just mine. It's for everyone, but I have a strong connection with that place. So that is some practical experience and example that I have, how art and creativity and this transgression can happen.
So when you say
With a lot
transgression,
of strength. Yeah.
do you mean like anger and frustration, or what is the word? Because in English, transgression, I don't think it's translating properly. Diga em
Yeah.
português. Say it in Portuguese.
Transgressão.
Huh. Interesting. There must be a different word.
I'm going, it brings the transgression, trespass.
Trespassing.
Trespassing is some, it's not trespassing anything with violence, and it's not trespassing anything in a way of, it has a purpose.
Okay.
It has an artistic purpose.
Oh, aggression. I think the word you're looking for is aggression. Agressão.
Agressão. I don't know if it seems too violent. I don't know.
Okay. Oh,
Because there's an attitude on it.
Right.
And this attitude, that there are risks. So you have to make it fast, and you have to make it with that idea of bringing up some messages at the street and glue it everywhere. You can have like a performance that if you are making something that is not regular, it's not common, you have to be quick, right? But that's some characteristic of art as well.
Right.
There is Joseph Beuys, this German performer and artist, Joseph Beuys, that he always that he wrote some once in his book. I don't remember the book. That he said that everybody can be and everybody is an artist, and if we do that with purpose and bringing bicycle as the main issue that you're bringing, that it can be fun and it can be creative, it can be popular together, enfim, so on. We can make through art achievements for this shift that will impact in culture and political, and probably make some scenes, give some scenery to arguments that we need to have.
Okay. I like this idea. When you and Fernando created Bicicletaria Cultural in 2011, that was sort of the goal that you had, to bring bicycles and art and to provide a space for bicycle commuters to kind of get together and have a space. Can you tell me a little bit more about the success of this space that you created for bicycles and people who ride bicycles and art and performance? And what impact did you have in the neighborhood?
Yeah, thank you for this question. Especially coming after this this movement called Festival Arte Bicimob, Festival Arte Bicimob, because Fernando, my husband now, and my partner at Bicicletaria Cultural, he started this movement with his friends by 2007. And I have a great admiration by this story, by his attitudes, and his funny episodes that he had doing it. They're more than 18 years doing it. And Bicicletaria Cultural, it came in a mixing of what I believe that is necessary. So I believe and I wanted to have one day in my life a place that I could have my friends, I could have this like a atelier, a group, a gymnasium of people, artists working together and showing their places. I used to think of a place before I met him. I used to think of a place called Asterisco. Asterisk? Asterisk.
Asterisk. Mm-hmm.
That's what I believe that I would have.
Two
I would
women
like to
with
have.
Brazilian accents speaking English. This is just a mess right now.
Oh,
You ask me, how do you say it? And then I say it with my Brazilian accent, and it was just a mess.
I'm sorry that I'm influencing you. I am.
No, not at all. I'm the same. I'm just saying, you're asking me, how do you say this? And then I say it, and then I think, wow, I have no idea. I say everything wrong too.
I thank you because I don't see this.
Okay.
Uh,
So you used to think of a place, you would call it asterisk, as in everything.
yeah, you would have everything. And today I see the asterisk is almost the jaw of a bicycle wheel, right? That is just a coincidence. But Fernando also was looking for a place that could be welcoming cyclists in downtown at the city, for you to park and for you to have a rest and for you probably to fix your bike if you know already. And we started to see a very glimpse, I don't know, a very tiny place in a door around the place that we used to walk. And we saw uma rampa, a place
Like
when you're
a,
getting
a,
to the
a,
car.
a ramp. Yeah, a ramp.
Yeah. And then we used to see that and we say, okay, that could be a parking place for bicycles. I mean, we can handle this. We could work on it. And we started, this is a curiosity, we started to make a market research because there's an enterprise here that helps people that want to start their business. And they asked us, make a market research to understand who is going to be your public and what they want. And if you want something that they want as well. And we made this research asking them, would you pay for a parking place for your bicycle? And I mean, the research was a failure because everybody said, no, I wouldn't. Of course I wouldn't. I can put my bicycle there in the wall and it's nothing wrong with that. I'm not going to pay for it. But we were like stubborn. We
Uh-huh.
saw that was making some sense, especially to people that work at the city at downtown and study at downtown and needed a place to rest their bicycle with security and not be worried with it, not having to look at the window at each 30 minutes, 20 minutes to see if your bicycle is still there. So we announced a parking place for bicycle downtown near a lot of places like a bus terminal, a very important place where a commercial place, university center. We put Bicicletaria Cultural there. And we saw how we were accepted by a lot of people from the media. I mean, from university that we were beside them. They definitely saw something that even even having the necessity, they didn't know that they needed. So we started a parking place for bicycle, and making some making sense how many people could spend there. It should be easier and cheaper than you walking,
Yes.
getting a bus,
Right. I also like that you have like a little lunch corner. You have oficina, a mechanic. You can
Yeah.
have your bike repaired if you need to. You have a little shop. It's a real complete space. And then in the back, you have a space where you could have a small, meeting, a gathering, a performance even.
Yeah, that's what we do there. We do a lot of things like services that can help people. We have courses for who wants to understand fixing their bicycle. Courses to people that want to pedal, to have their balance, to have their to ride their bicycles. To learn
Yeah,
how to
so
bike. Right.
so you were telling me when we met in Curitiba, you were told me a story that one of the goals that you had in starting this place is that you saw all around these buildings and you thought, being right downtown Curitiba in one of the historical places, right by the oldest university in the country. And you thought, we're going to teach people how to ride bikes here. And you had a program, and then you distributed flyers, and then who showed up?
Yeah. That was a Fernando Rosenbaum project, my husband. And he decided to, he thought, and I understand that, he thought that he would have a lot of levels of giving this course. I mean, who wants to learn how to pedal, to ride? And also who wants to ride at the traffic, knowing that you have to look backwards, right? You have to have your sign and things like that. And we thought that also we would help kids downtown that don't have that space, that so many space to know how to ride their
learn.
bicycles.
Yeah.
But who showed up? Yeah. We received a lot of old ladies wanting to have this dream come true, to
Like
ride
old
their
like me
bicycles.
or older than me?
Really old. I would say I would say from 80s, 70s. I would say I think that we had already a lady of 90 years old. And they usually I mean, the course is for 3 days. If you want in 3 days, you're going to reach a level that you can practice on your own. But they use always they used to invite their kids, especially their daughters, to see them riding their bicycles on the third day, because that was a dream to come true. There was a dream coming true. And mostly the stories were, oh, my husband didn't let me, my father didn't let me, I couldn't ride my bicycle. Oh, once I fell and I couldn't never get back, and nobody inspired me. Nobody asked me. Nobody helped me to get over it. So that is something fantastic. That is something incredible at Bicicletaria Cultural. Having Bicicletaria Cultural. That's why I think that there we have social technology, I think, because we bring people from different interests. People that ride their bicycle and use the service, but they will probably see an exhibition that is happening there, or they're going to see the culture agenda and see the culture program, the culture days of events.
Yeah,
And they're going
right.
to see that there's going to be a show, a music show, there's going to be a theater. So that's what we have there. It's a social technology that we bring people together into one place and make them come for one interest that they have, and exchange and be contaminated by the other interest
I
that
love
they
it.
can have. No,
It's like an
that's Bicicletaria
inoculation.
Cultural.
That's great. When you were asking me who taught me how to ride a bike, I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't remember because I thought it was my dad and my mom. I couldn't remember, but I just remember that I had a lot to do with my brother learning. I helped him because I needed him. I needed him to ride a bike so we could go places together. But then I was
Mm-hmm.
telling this story to my mom, and she said, "You know, it was practically you who taught me how to ride a bike because I had to learn because I couldn't watch you learning knowing that I didn't know how. So you and I learned at the same time." And I think that's so cool because it's so many generations, so much interchange in this inoculation. I learned because I learned, my mom's like, wait a minute, I don't know how. And I remember her taking me on the back of her bicycle to school when we lived in the Amazon. And then later on, when my brother was old enough, I was the one making sure he could ride a bike so we could go to the pool.
Patty,
And
that's incredible.
yeah,
That's incredible. First, because we're talking about a woman riding her bicycle in a moment, or among interviewers that I have at my show, on my radio show, that are always or mostly their dads that
yeah,
have this connection with bicycles. So you brought your mother. Your mother brought you in somehow right in this life, right? And
Yeah.
I think that bicycle is a connection with our body. So I just wonder how it's like
A circle.
elipsoidal, assim, when
Uh-huh.
you have
Uh-huh.
this movement of getting inside of you and going out and getting inside and going out. That's
A
what you
perpetual
did with this
motion.
movement.
Right.
Because it's a dialogue that we have with our bodies.
It
To ride
is.
our bicycles, to find our balance, to find our way and to decide our path, especially we women, it's so important to have this. It's a connection that it nurtures itself, and evaluates, and it nurtures itself. We just were awarded by the city ministry. Bicicletaria Cultural was recognized as a place that promotes cycling. We were second place here in the award called Programa Bicicleta Brasil. I had this interview with the National Secretary of Transportation in Brasilia, and it was also a very sensitive moment because he started to remember his moments of riding his bicycle and learning with his father. He said it made me think about how bicycle actually comes to us, in the majority of people, comes to us through the people that we most love and most love us. They probably are going to be our parents. So he was saying, come on, let's think about it. If bicycle comes through you, to everyone here, through these people that we love, bicycle is something that it cannot go wrong. Bicycle is a strong tool.
Your 3 questions were a real inspiration to me as well in thinking about what I would ask my guests if I had 3 rapid fire questions. So the way we're going to end the show today, we're going to do your 3 questions and my 3 questions to end the show,
Okay.
because I
Okay.
think that would be fun. My 3 questions to you are, first one,
Yeah.
if you were a bicycle, what kind of bicycle
Oh.
would you be?
What bicycle would I be?
Yeah, what bicycle are you? Should I answer for you? Because I can picture you. I can
Oh,
picture, yeah, I can picture you, a bike with a child seat in the back, wearing your skirt, and a bicycle with a lot of colors and flowers, making
you know?
the city beautiful, in bringing
Oh,
art wherever you go.
yeah, leaving little row of flowers.
Yes.
When it left. Yeah, a little bit romantic, but that's something I would definitely be bringing something. I would be probably a bicycle that has that part in the back that you take things on.
The
How you say it in
cargo
English?
bike.
Yeah, not just a cargo bike, because a cargo bike is too uh heavy, and people, I mean, people that are driving their cars, they feel afraid of the cargo bikes, right? I wish I could be a cargo bike, but I don't think that I am, actually. But I definitely would take a lot of things. I would take my
A
kids.
trailer.
I would,
Right.
yeah, maybe a trailer. I would definitely be something that takes a lot of things, finding the way, and that I want to take from one place to another. Definitely would be a cargo place in my bicycle or in me. That's what I do.
Yeah,
And I would just like to think that I am a little bit elegant, because I think bicycle makes us a little bit elegant,
I agree.
We
I
see
agree.
things in a high that makes us elegant in the city.
I love it. Making the
Yeah.
city elegant. Next question is, what is your superpower?
The word power, it means that's something that I have. And I think that everything that I have, I still have to work on. I can get better. Maybe that's the good view of
Maybe
what I
that is
do.
your superpower, is knowing that you want to just get better at everything that you do.
Yeah, maybe. I just think that the power doesn't have to be something that it doesn't happen when you're vulnerable. I think that we have to face their bodies that are presence in the city, in presence everywhere. There is a kind of vulnerability, But the thing is that you can have power being vulnerable, because if you are sensitive, even though you have your fragility, being vulnerable, but you have senses and you are connected to things, you can have this place that you maintain yourself with your integrity and with your what you want to maintain, what you want to do, and to follow it. So I think that power can work together with vulnerability.
I love it.
That's what I think about power.
Great. And do you have a recommendation of a book by a female author?
Okay, I have here. Is Ellie Blue's book. Bicenomics, that's the
Ellie
name of the
Blues?
book, from Ellie Blue. She brings in this book the perspective of how bicycle actually is economically solution. And when we say, just you don't pay taxes, you should not ride at the street, you should not have this, you don't pay taxes, cyclists,
I
please
know,
don't
there's
do this.
always that argument. You're riding
Yeah,
for
but
free, I'm paying for your, yeah.
Yeah, but they're dumb. They don't know where the taxes go and where they come from. So everybody pay their taxes and it goes to every place for everyone to use, public spaces and the streets and things like that. But bicycle is a transportation, a very effective one that doesn't makes you lose the infrastructure that you built and maintain it a little bit longer than cars and hard traffic. So it's an intelligent way for you to have information and data in an economic area of the presence of bicycle and how it is a solution, and it helps you to have more, more clear the idea how it works. How taxes can help you to understand that still in an economic way, bicycle is still a solution.
I like it. I'm gonna have to look at this because I get that argument a lot. So you had 3 questions for me, and I'm gonna try to remember. The
Yeah.
first one was, who taught you how to ride a bike?
Yes. Who taught
Okay,
you how
so
to
who
ride a
taught
bike?
you?
Oh, you're going to ask for me.
Oh
You
yeah,
asked
you
me.
already asked me. You already
I
asked me.
I
It's
never.
my show. It's my show. You
Yes. Okay.
answer, I ask.
I never answer these questions. I always
Of
do
course
that.
not.
I just ask. Mm. Who taught me how to ride my bicycle? Yeah, it was my father, and he helped me always beside my grandmother's house. And I was there a few minutes ago. He lives there at the same place that I used to ride. So yesterday I told to my kids, this sidewalk, it's a large sidewalk next to my grandmother's house. I used to learn how to ride my bicycle there with the help of my father. But I remember that he was helping me and my sister. So I learned a little bit later than her. So I remember that we had this wall. So there was the sidewalk, a large sidewalk, and there was the wall, and the wall was all chapiscada. You know how to say this?
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
ay 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 ay. Yeah,
uh,
shoot,
rough cast or stuccoed.
stucco. Stucco.
Stuccoed.
Yeah,
Okay. So this was this large sidewalk, and the wall was stuccoed, with a lot of
stuccoed.
things that
Yeah.
if you miss, all your face would crush on it, It was like, and I remember that my sister got like, and
Oh
she
yeah,
lost her
that wall
balance
rash.
and hit at the wall. But I have a lot of marks of this process trying to learn how to ride my bicycle, and it's
Same.
everything okay. I'm fine.
Everything's okay now.
Yeah.
And the second question
Second.
is, who did you teach how to ride a bike?
No,
Right?
that's not my
No.
question.
Okay, what is the question? What is the second question?
How many fixing
Remendo.
that I did? I mean, at the
How
tire. No?
how many
Patch?
patches?
How many patches?
How much have you patched up? How many patches have you made?
Oh, the question, like you did, it makes the both side of the question that I do here in Portuguese, because people understand, oh, you want to know how many patches I physically did at my tire,
Yeah,
or you mean by patches in life? I mean patch ups, like
patch
you
up.
you
How
as
many
me.
patch ups? That's where you got me because you asked me that, and I said, I think the bicycle patched me up,
Yeah,
and
that
I'm
was
gonna cry
beautiful.
again.
Yeah, that was beautiful, because
Mhm.
you did that. Uh, I don't know. You found the presence of who you are now, right? And you have to bring out your story to have this connection with the idea of patch up, and yeah, it's beautiful. I think that, well, I cannot go together with you right now. I have to find my own patch up because I'm looking for a way to draw my profile. This day I was looking for that. I think, come on, I work with theater at theater, and then I made international relations as a degree. And now my issues are accessing the city and talking about psychomobility and talking about public spaces. So I need to find a place to put all this together. That's something that I'm missing right now. And it's like a colcha de retalhos. It's like a quilt,
Like a quilt,
a
a
quilt.
quilt, a patch quilt.
Yeah. So maybe that's a patch quilt that I really I want to put them all together to see actually what the size and what it comes from this. How many patch ups I did? I did a lot of patch ups. I try to bring that as stories and poems. Every patch up that I recognize that I do, I try to write it about.
You know, Bicicletaria Cultural is a patchwork of humans connecting, right? You see the
Yeah, I
90-year-old
should get to
grandmas.
that answer. Yes.
The 90-year-old grandmas who have been waiting their whole lives to ride their bikes, inviting their
Beautiful.
daughters and granddaughters. You see the businessmen who are riding their bikes to work and don't want to park their bikes outside, and they all converge in your patchwork. They all
Yes.
converge at Bicicletaria Cultural. So I am going to answer this for you. You are bringing this patchwork of the city together, and that's your patchwork. So the
If
last question is, who is in the back seat of your bike?
Yeah. Who's in the back seat of your bike, of my bike? My kids,
Uh-huh.
I take them, and I believe that they will take me one day. I take with me a lot of dreams, and I take with me a lot of possibilities
Mm-hmm.
that I find along the way. And it's probably, most of them are not just mine. I just think that they're a good idea and I might help and I can take with me, and maybe it can help and can um, make something happen for better. And I take my mother, that it's all a reference of loving, caring, and reference of being an open person. That's it. I take a lot of admiration from my friends and for their achievements and for their story. I'm really a fan of my friends. I really am. So that's I take with me. It
I
gives
love
me
it.
power.
It gives you power, and you are a hero. I'm so thrilled. I can't believe that I got to meet you in person. I can't believe that I get to call you my friend and that I can bother you on
Yes,
WhatsApp all the time and say, "Hey girl, what's going on?" I feel so lucky, and I feel so lucky I got that whole day with you in Curitiba, and
yeah, we're writing.
we're going to put a link to your show on the show notes, a link to Bicicletaria Cultural as well. Sorry, I can't say it, I guess. Bicicletaria Cultural. We're going to
Of course you
put
can.
a link to that in the show notes as well so people can see the space, the place that you created, that you nurtured, this patchwork quilt of mishmash of people. Bike people are such a mishmash of all kinds of different people, right? Like my friends here on bikes are very colorful, unique, and I love them so much. And it's so cool that you have a space to bring all your bike friends together. So thank you so much for being here. And we're going to talk again.
So I admire a lot of you, and I thought that when we met, you had the ideas and you had the will, and this that I told you that I have, I think you have as well. This como é que é? This inquietude,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
Yes. My kid says this is how she introduced me to her friends. This is my mom. She likes to be busy. I can't rest. I'm restless. I'm restless.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Yeah.
That's what I feel that I have as well. And I wanted to say, this restless. It comes from, I think, when you are restless and you're talking about it, your eyes are bright, looking at something that we want to look as well. So that's what I see on you, and that's something that is happening. Now we have this podcast, and then we have the book. And then I don't know anymore, but we
No.
are going to have more and more talks and more things. So congratulations. Thank you. It's an honor for me to be here. I admire your work, and this podcast and your work you're having. It's fantastic. People that you're interviewing. So that's why I'm really honored. Thank you for this moment. I hope to make the best of it, and I can get better with time. So
We're going to do this
so
again.
call me again.
Yes, you need
Yeah.
to practice your English. So we're going to do it again.
Yes.
Love you
Thank you,
so
Patty.
much.
You're
Thank
fantastic.
you. Don't you love her? Speaking of loving her, here is a special guest I know you all love. My mother, Esther, looking beautiful. We'll be reading the names of my Patreon supporters. Do you want to start that?
Sure. Hey, Michael, Andrew, Nikki, House and Porion, Tim, Luke, Linda, Rod, Julia, David, Stephanie, Cassie, Jason, Stitch, and Jamie.
Mhm.
Yeah. And no?
Emma.
And Emma.
Right. Thank you very much. So, Esther, Mom, you just finished reading something exciting, right?
Yes, the book.
Let's talk about that. What did you think?
I only have, because if I start talking, I talk too much.
Okay.
I only have this to say.
Okay.
Oh my God, this book is entertaining, is intelligent, and is so informative.
Really? Thank you
Yes.
very much. Did you feel like there was some stories here that you didn't know about me?
Oh, yes. Lots.
Good or bad?
Good.
Yeah.
How courageous you were, and,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the writing, you
Oh
thought
my
there was.
gosh, perfect. The type that I attracted me to read more and more. And
Wow.
also, I'm the mother.
And a writer and a teacher and a great speaker and funny. Really
Yes.
funny, even though you don't think you're funny, you're funny. Thank you.
Yeah, but you know me so much, you don't laugh at my jokes.
Okay, this is also a
The
joke.
boys laugh all the time.
Okay, thank you very much. To order this book, go to pattybikes.com.
Yes.
Bye.
Hey Patty, it's me, Sarah again. I'm listening to the episode with Laura Mitchell about her cargo bike library. I was really struck by how she says that if you just document what life can be like and share that, it at least gives other people who haven't had that exposure to that kind of lifestyle, it gives them models of what is possible and what can be done. It really resonated with me, and I think that's a really important part of advocacy, and maybe like an overlooked part because it's not as noisy, but this kind of quiet opening up of perspectives and possibilities and changing the way that people think about, you know, what life can look like and what a good life looks like. And obviously a good life does include bicycles.